Have you ever felt drained or like someone's always pushing your buttons? Sometimes it's not easy to spot when someone's treating you badly. In this video, we're talking about something important. 8 signs that show you might be facing what's called narcissistic abuse. This isn't just about spotting the signs. It's about giving you a way out. We're here to help you understand what's happening and how to take back control if you're stuck in a tough situation. Your relationship lacks kindness, care, or stability. In a toxic relationship, things can get confusing. Sometimes it's hard to tell who's at fault. The person causing the toxicity often turns things around on you, blaming you instead of taking responsibility. If someone hurts you, but can't genuinely say sorry, and you keep spending time with them, they'll keep hurting you without feeling sorry. They won't change their behavior. Here's the truth. Some folks just don't have good character. You can't make them change. People like this can't give us the kind of life we deserve. Happy, loving, and healthy. But remember, we have the power to create that life for ourselves. Dealing with immature behavior, where the slightest things trigger intense reactions. Dealing with someone immature can feel like you're constantly giving up parts of yourself just to keep things okay. In relationships with narcissistic traits, small things that wouldn't bother grown-ups can set them off. They often think they deserve special treatment and might act mean or demanding if they don't get it. Have you noticed that topics you'd chat about freely become risky with this person? It's tough, because you might feel they'll leave you if they don't get their way. This can push you to do things that go against what you're comfortable with and what you value. But remember, there are ways to stop this from happening. Stay tuned until the end, because I am about to surprise you with the last sign of abuse you might not know. You're angry and disjointed and behaving in ways that you normally don't. It's a big deal how you feel around someone compared to everyone else in your life. You might be a person with integrity, who listens and understands others well. But then there's this one person who just brings out the worst in you. That happens because this person doesn't respect your boundaries, and they don't follow the usual ways people interact. The arguments you have with them feel like they never make sense and keep going in circles. When you bring up concerns, they might make you feel disloyal or twist things to manipulate you into something not good for you. But you have the power to change this. Please consider subscribing to our channel, as it will assist us in sharing our uplifting message with those in need. Another big indicator is the disintegration of your boundaries. People with weak boundaries often find themselves in relationships with narcissists. It's tough to stand up for yourself or set limits with this person. When you do try, do they criticize or reject you? That's a sign you might be dealing with a narcissist. To avoid the chaos, you might stop asserting your needs. It could be because you feel powerless or trapped in feelings of despair. You might even plead for your boundaries to be respected, but the narcissist doesn't care about your feelings. This can make you feel even more helpless, but there are ways to break free from this cycle. Being tangled with a narcissist often means cleaning up their messes. Being involved with a narcissist can be full of chaos and trouble. They're not good at handling details or taking responsibility. They're always chasing attention and praise without thinking about what's right. If you're connected to them, you might end up fixing their problems, dealing with their messes, and even covering for their mistakes. It's like you're focused on keeping their lawn green while your own dries up and dies. This is how things go with narcissists. But by stepping away from people like this, we can heal and take charge of our lives with self-responsibility. You're suffering from abuse symptoms. When we ignore our emotional needs for too long, things can become really serious. If we haven't taken the time to heal inwardly, it can affect us physically. Anxiety, depression, and even more severe issues like fibromyalgia or PTSD might show up. You might lose interest in things that used to bring you joy because the toxic person in your life is draining all your energy and focus. The shame and pain can become overwhelming, making us hide from the world and cover up what's happening. This isolation worsens our traumatic feelings. At this point, we need to ask ourselves, how bad does it have to get before we realize what's happening? You find yourself trying to prove that you're a good person. When a narcissist constantly accuses you of their traits, like lacking integrity, love, or being unfaithful, it's infuriating. You might work hard to prove them wrong, but that's another trap they set. If you believe that your worth and safety depend on others' opinions, you're vulnerable to this behavior. This is a deadly game narcissists play, making you feel like your integrity and character are at stake based on what they say. Lastly, the final point, which might surprise you. Feeling addicted or compulsively drawn to the narcissist despite knowing the harm they cause. Narcissists can create a strange kind of addiction, often known as trauma bonding. Have you ever felt like you can't stop wanting to reconnect with a narcissist, even though you know they hurt you every time? It's shocking how hooked we can feel to someone who treats us badly. It doesn't seem to make sense, right? But there are ways to break free from this cycle. Narcissism comes in different forms, and not everyone who's self-centered or unaware has a narcissistic personality disorder. If someone in your life doesn't share your values or care about your feelings, it's not a healthy relationship for you. Trying to change others usually means it's time to step back and affirm who you are and what you need. Leaving might bring losses, as many of us have experienced. However, by stepping away, we can gain the most. It's a chance to focus on ourselves, find inner wholeness, and take control of our choices. This empowers us to create a happy, healthy, and truly loving life. If any of these signs resonate with you, consider what steps you'll take next. Feel free to share your thoughts below. Want to learn more about narcissists? Check out our video on spotting covert narcissists.